Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to Neat and Not by the Sea. Today is the 22nd of September 2021 and this is Catherine.
And I'm Victoria.
And we are coming to you from Port Chalmers, New Zealand. Oh my god, I'm so impressed with myself.
That was a very smooth run. This is our Flosstube video number 16.
Almost perfect then. Okay, so I wanted to start by saying that thank you for all the comments we received way back about what you couldn't resist during lockdown, and there seemed to be a theme. The theme seemed to be crafty stuff.
Yeah, so a lot of online shopping.
A lot of online shopping. So people going down the rabbit hole of like, oh, I'll start this craft, and before they knew it, they had a massive stash. And also it kind of continued on after, which is nice that people were still keen after they were locked down. And food, lots of people buying food and eating food. Mm-hmm. So food and crafting. Yeah.
Which is pretty understandable if you're stuck at home.
It kind of feels similar. And also it was the one thing that you could actually physically go to in New Zealand anyway. So yeah, it was fun. And then last time we asked you to vote because apparently as a Pisces, Victoria can't decide. Although we did have someone comment and say, I'm a Pisces, I don't have a problem being assertive.
You've ruined my saying that I just say when I don't want to make a decision.
Yeah. So anyway, it seemed to be that the majority were suggesting the Dunedin ruler. Ta-da!
Ta-da! This one.
So Victoria has the Dunedin ruler, which is great because someone pointed out that one had inches and centimeters. So New Zealand is metric, so we do centimeters, but a lot of quilting patterns are inches. So that's helpful to you. And also, we live in Dunedin.
And I've got a little story about centimeters and inches coming up tonight too.
Okay, so we live in Dunedin, and also for those people that have watched us from the beginning, you'll remember that Victoria is a draftsperson. So she deals in plans and stuff in the building
industry.
And so this has got like buildy stuff.
It's a cabinet and joiner.
It counts.
Cabinets, joiner, and hardware.
Wallboards.
Yeah, but I do all that. I do joinery, I do cabinets, I design stuff, I choose hardware.
There we go.
So I my job.
Was pretty pertinent.
That's awesome.
You're welcome.
So it's going to go in my craft room when I eventually clean it up.
And also, what a generous friend.
I know, wonderful friend. I'm very lucky.
Modest and generous. I have 3 rules at home. It's fine. I'm very pleased that you have it. It's going to look very cute.
Excellent.
So that's a good thing. What else? What have you been up to?
So, in the weekend, what do we do? My niece came and stayed the night, and I taught her how to cross stitch.
Oh yes, that was exciting.
I have to show, when it gets to it, I'll show you the kit I made up for it. It's so cute.
Oh, you did make a kit. You are just
I made
the
a kit.
Best.
Yeah. And then on Sunday, I went up and saw my grandmother with most of my family. And
did shopping.
I did a lot of shopping. I bought Well, I seem to spend a lot. I bought pillowcases and candles.
Did you go to antique shops?
No, it was when we went to farmers, and we went to the Oamaru farmers market. They got amazing food there. I spent a lot of money on food. And I bought candles.
I was at Timaru farmers market's quite small.
Well, I haven't been to the Timaru farmers market.
Yes, Martin was very excited because that was that time we went away for the weekend.
Nice.
And I spotted a stall that had pork pies.
You don't like pork? You're a vegan.
Yeah, I know, but I'm married to an Englishman.
Oh, yes, he
from the north. Martin's not really from the north, but anyway, he's from the north, and so it was very exciting for him to see pork pie. It's quite expensive, I thought, but Martin thought it was great value for money. Thank you very much.
Excellent. I'm glad he enjoyed his pie.
Yeah.
What about you?
Pork pie. Different thing altogether.
So what's the difference between an ordinary pie and a pork pie?
Well, a pork pie is a thing on its own. It's a little round thing, tall. But it's not like a big pie. It's just different.
All right, I'll try one next time I see one, and then I can tell you how.
Just picture
Martin can keep all the pork pies.
Anyway, yeah. So next time you'll have to go to Timaru.
Timaru one, yeah. So what about you? What do you get up
to? Lots as always. I'm like a whirlwind. I'm exhausting. I went to the housey and did a lot of painting and more painting. I spent my time painting windows and then getting the white paint to cover the smudges on the wall. I'm brilliant. So we did a lot of that.
Excellent.
Yeah, there was a lot of doing that. Although I will say that the house failed its final inspection.
Oh, well, obviously you weren't expecting it to, but your builder should have been able to tell you.
I was expecting it to fail. I was expecting it to fail on 2 things. It did not fail on those 2 things. It failed on silly stuff like we don't have a curtain in the bathroom, in the shower room.
Oh.
So they needed a shower curtain.
Yeah.
And there was one bit where, I forgot to paint a little bit of the facade. That's okay.
Yeah.
It was nothing major, so that's really great. We're going to get it done. I'm going to spend the Friday painting, unfortunately. Painting and varnishing the floor, because another thing that they didn't like was that the kitchen floor wasn't varnished.
Yeah. So you're going to give it a light sand and polyurethane?
I'm not going to polyurethane nothing. Okay. Good Lord.
Because that's what they're after. They're after an impervious surface, so.
Yes, Victoria.
So varnished, okay. Varnished won't give you that gloss surface, though. Well, not that you want a gloss, but.
Varnish would give you the gloss surface, indeed.
Okay, then.
New Zealanders are so fond of polyurethane.
We do. Good old pot of poly.
No, we're not doing that. So anyway, but I'm not going to talk about it in case one of our viewers works for the DCC. It'll be varnished. Be varnished. The builder's got like 3 niggly, annoying jobs to do, which I couldn't put my hand up for, because I'm going to Wellington on Saturday. Although it's only a flying visit, I'm picking up my baby and we're going out of Wellington straight away, because I've decided that my baby needs mummy cuddles.
Yeah.
So I always stay in Wellington. It's like I've done the centre of Wellington to death.
Yeah.
Last time we were there, it rained, so I spent almost 8 hours at Te Papa. I do not want to be in town.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of that.
So you're just going up for a night?
2 nights. So I come back on Monday in the afternoon. I need to book a day off. The other thing, my friend came back from Bolivia. Well, she's been in the country for a month, but we've finally seen her. This is not a good angle for me.
I was thinking the same thing. Let's just keep going.
Yes, whatever. I'm married, it's fine. Please do not comment on that. So my friend came, so it was great. We got very excited about all the makes. And
excellent.
I told her about my idea about
she's going to teach you to
backstrap loom. Mm-hmm. I was trying to think what's called in English, because it's not called that in Spanish. In Spanish, it's a waist loom.
Oh. And did she seem as equally keen to teach you?
Yeah. She was thrilled. She was like, okay, let's do this. It's just different techniques. Like, I know how to weave. I know how to weave plain. I've done enough before. I just want to make sure that I've got enough sticks, and she'll
That's excellent.
It was very exciting. It was very. She's really crafty like me. Excellent. Although younger children, so she makes less things. She has less time, but she's just as interested.
That's excellent.
So that, and to be honest, I really can't remember.
No, we've been back at physical work the last 2 weeks, so it's been exhausting.
Yes, I've been back one day.
Oh, have you?
No, I went back on Monday, and then I worked from home on Tuesday, because
Yeah.
Oh, we didn't say we did go shopping that
day. We did. Catherine and I had a wee outing. We went to Stitch Witches, and I bought threads and some bits and bobs.
And I bought some Appleton's wool embroidery threads.
Yeah, and then we went out for lunch.
Where did we go? I've forgotten.
We went to the Vogel Street kitchen.
Again?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
the
right.
mushrooms.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then... we came back to my house and we stitched.
No, we came back to our Victoria's house and we sat like this.
Yeah. We pretended to stitch.
And then I went home and I got into bed.
Yeah. Yeah. Catherine left and I probably just climbed into bed too. With my cross stitch, not to sleep.
I'm learning, because I don't know how often you go out, Victoria. I don't go out that much, and I need to learn that a little bit, and then I'm exhausted. I get tired. All that chatting and excitement. Yeah. It's a lot.
Yeah, it is a lot
for us delicate flowers.
Yes, we're very delicate wee flowers.
Yeah. So anyway, it's been good. We might remember what else we've done in the interim.
Yeah.
Oh no, I did my workshop as well.
Oh yes, you haven't caught me up on that.
Oh my god, have I not told you?
Other than the fact that you found it amazing.
It was great. I was really happy. So one of the things that I worry about, I have no desire or interest or I have no desire to learn somebody else's way of making quilts.
Yeah.
And so this workshop was amazing because she was not teaching us how to make the quilts she makes. Because I've seen people that do workshops and then 20 people come out making similar quilts. I want to continue making the quilts I make. I'm very clear on my aesthetic and the things I'm interested in. So the thing that was amazing about this workshop is that it was talking about the ideas behind and the effect of things and why it would be a positive thing to do. So it was passage quilting when if someone passes away, you could make a quilt to commemorate them. Or, like for example, I'm going to make my menopause quilt for next year. So, ideas are percolating. But it was a bit hard because we talked about... She did share stories about people that had made quilts after very difficult circumstances and how healing the process had been. Sorry, that was my fault. How healing that had been for the people. So there were just incredibly hard circumstances. I'm not going to go into detail because we don't want to trigger anybody. But it was very sad. So as a mum, I could just feel myself, and I was just like, oh, this is really hard. I don't know if I could cope. And, it was just really sad and really hard and what people overcome. And then there were questions. So my question was, nobody seems to put text on the textiles. And I'm all about text on textiles. I love that. And before I knew it, I was crying. Oh! I cry at anything. I'm a crier. It's fine. I've come to terms with it. I don't even get embarrassed anymore. But I was just like, I was talking about, I find text very important. I do have it on the underside of Sophia's quilt. In fact, when I'm in Wellington, I'm going to take a video of that one.
Oh, excellent.
If Sophia's happy with that. But, and then I started talking about, and Sophia was going to university and she had had bad depression. And of course I was so worried about her and I wanted her to be embraced by my love and it was all inspired.
Oh. So what were their comments or responses to your comment about the lack of texts on textiles?
Well, it was interesting because so the person that ran this course, and please, if you're in two minds about whether you should do a workshop with this quilter, don't hesitate. Amazing. Sherilyn Woods. Amazing. She was doing a passage quilt talk and then a workshop. So you could have done the weekend workshop, which was more about the doing, which is the bit I wasn't going to do. I mean, the time was horrific for New Zealand, Australia. But she said she had never thought, because I said, I only speak to my children in Spanish. So she was leaving to go to a different city where she wouldn't have Spanish. So a lot of all the phrases are in Spanish for her. And she hadn't thought of that perspective. That was interesting. But the thing that came up after, she was very lovely about it. But the thing that came up after, someone asked about photographs. And she said she tries to discourage people from putting photographs on the front of quilts because our brain does a funny thing and it looks for faces. Yes. So instead of having an emotional response, you're looking for the face. You're looking
for the face, yep.
So she was saying if people are really keen to put it on the underside or to put it in like a flap, under a flap of some sort. So you can just see the quilt as an image, as a picture. No, that's wrong words in this context. But as you can just have responses to the colours and the juxtaposition of cloth and all that sort of thing. But the photos for the other side. So that was really interesting. And text is probably has the same. It probably triggers an intellectual response. But I always put the text on the other side anyway because they're private messages from my daughters. Yeah. So anyway, it was fantastic. I was so glad to have done it. I texted Martin after. I was like, really good value for money. That was almost 3 hours. He was being funny, saying, you are a little bit Scottish. Amazing. Sherilyn Wood, go. It's great. Brilliant. So that was it. That was probably enough for my weekend. Yeah. Gosh, I've got to stop doing so much. Anyway.
Excellent.
Let's start with finished objects. Let's get on with it.
I have got no finished objects. Do you? Oh, you?
I have no finished objects.
No, it's not quite yet.
No. What about works in progress?
I've got plenty of whips.
Okay, well, I'll get comfy here.
All right.
I've got Maltesers. I've got ginger beer.
By plenty, I mean I've got 4. So I did a tiny little bit on my Blackbird Designs Merrily, Merrily We Welcome Spring. And
oh my god, I love this alphabet.
I'm not so sure about my choice of fabric. It's a little bit hard to read, but I noticed the pattern. Can you see it? There's a couple of lines which are quite hard to read as well, so maybe it's just...
But don't you think that's part of the charm?
I do think it's part of the charm.
Because they're definitely making it look old.
Yeah, so I've done half of the blue, you know, whatever I've done, A through K of the blue alphabet, and then I lost interest. Well, I didn't lose interest, I had to go to sleep, because I'm back at work, so there's no more sleep-ins or, you know.
You have to be a grown-up.
Have to be a grown-up, do grown-up things. But that's where that one's at.
I want to see it in person. I do love this. If I was 9, I would say, if you die, can I have it?
Sure, I'll write it on the back.
I did give you a ruler.
You did give me a ruler. Yeah.
It probably cost me 30 cents. This is so beautiful.
Such a cute wee pattern, and it's quite fun to do.
Too beautiful, Victoria. You've chosen so well.
Have you got one? Do you want to show you?
Oh, I've only got one cross stitch.
Oh.
Well, I became obsessed. I went home and I could only work on this. So this is my Whip It Good, which is kind of a riff of a song.
You could only work on it because it's the only one you wanted to? You were obsessed with it?
No, I was just obsessed with it. I was just like, nothing else is going to happen, but I'm just going to do this cross stitch.
Or you hadn't left the rest of yours in the boot of the car and couldn't be bothered going
No. I had everything.
Yeah.
Also, weird things happening. I keep finding needles everywhere. It's just weird. Every time I look, it's like, oh, another needle. So anyway, I finished. If you heard that ding, that's my friend from England texting. Donna he? Stop it. I really wanted to finish all the embroidery around it.
It's so cute.
So I'm done. I'm done with the design because I'm changing the wording. Anyway, I love this.
It's so cute. I love when you look into it, you see the scissors and the spools of thread that are somewhere.
Can you see what I've done as well?
No, what have you done?
Oh my god, this thing is so wonky. And then even I could, because it's all 4 quarters that should mirror each other. When I finished it, I was like, well, that's not even. That's not even. So what I did is I added little dots, little crosses, just random ones to distract the eye. And
nice.
It works. It has distracted the eye. So I'm really happy. So I'm going to put like Cristina es una maravilla or Eres una maravilla. So Cristina is marvelous or you are marvelous. I haven't decided.
Nice.
And I told Cristina again that this was for her.
She
was so unimpressed. And I said, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know if I'm going to frame it or make you a thing. And she said, she's a cross stitcher as well. And she said, well, everything that's framed in my bedroom is things I make, Mum. I love how their Spanish is so good. They can be condescending to me in both languages.
Excellent.
Well, in one language.
Parent goals.
I know,
Parents' goals, yeah.
Anyway, I said to her, I might make her a bag so that she can have a little
I love that
makeup
idea.
thing. Yeah.
Yep.
And she will care when I'm no longer here.
Yeah. Oh, I think a makeup bag or even a craft bag.
It doesn't matter. It's going to be a wee bag. She gets to choose what's going to be in it. But the bag, the fabric itself is not going to be the bag. I'm going to make it into a framed thing.
Yep.
With
I think
my
that's brilliant.
Probably drawn thread hem.
Nice.
Anyway, I'm very happy with this. Thrilled. You will be getting this if you want it.
I'll look after it for you, and if you don't want it.
I like sharing my patterns. I don't want to accumulate. I'm very, very unlikely to do anything twice. Very unlikely.
Whereas I'm probably also unlikely to do things twice, but I'll never get rid of them. I'll lend them.
Really?
Yeah.
God, no.
I'm a hoarder. I'm a hoarder at heart.
Well, I don't know. You got rid of a lot of books. Oh, you've got a lot of books again. Okay, so that was me. That was the extent. So you have the floor.
Right. Have you got any new starts?
No.
No, all right.
No, I've got cross stitch adjacent.
Excellent.
Other crafts shopping.
Excellent. So
I'm gonna sit back and have.
I've started 3 new starts this last fortnight. The first one I started, and this was why we went to, or one of the reasons we went to Stitch Witches was so that I could get the threads I was missing. I started the one that everybody's done, including Catherine, Miss Bingley's Library by Plum Street Samplery.
And we thought it'd be really funny when Victoria's finished to put mine next to hers.
Yeah.
So we can have a good laugh about it.
So I'm doing this on 35 count flax. And all I have done is Miss Bingley. And her cup of coffee or whatever, her tankard. I don't think it's a tankard in this one.
No.
And I'm doing it in the cold 4 threads.
You know what that's making me think?
Mm.
Okay, side note. I got distracted this morning and I went to work without my petticoat.
Scandalous.
I know it sounds ridiculous, but I never go to work without a petticoat if I'm wearing a skirt. And I did not feel right all day. So I do hope Miss Bingley's wearing her petticoat.
I'm sure she is. She's a well brought up lady, young lady.
Well, so am I. Things happen.
And that's, while I've got it open, that is a purchase. That is a needle minder from Stitch Witches.
Whoop, whoop. And can I just say, Victoria's commitment to the pattern. She knows this lady's nose is too big, but she was like, well, the pattern said.
Yes, that's exactly what it happened. That's exactly what happened.
Because I went and because I did the face again with a new skin colour. I changed mine. It still hasn't made much of a difference. It still looks large. But Victoria knew she could do this, and she was like, no, the pattern said.
Now, this is quite exciting. I wasn't planning to do this, but then I am. I don't have an image of what this one is. So this is a Barbara Anna Designs, and she's doing a mystery stitch along called Witchy Dreams. It's going to be released in 3 sections, and it's released approximately every 15 days. But it sucks because we live in New Zealand. Obviously, it's on an American or UK timetable. So although it said it was releasing on the 15th, we didn't get it till the 16th.
Oh, because we're in the future.
Because we're in the future. And I was like all day at work, is it down yet? Is it down yet? And it wasn't. But it was there the next day. So this is the
I'm
first
glad
section.
You're focused at work.
Oh yeah, super focused. Let's hope my co-workers don't watch this. It's super cute. There's like this leaf pattern with a wee snake face, and obviously it's Halloween themed, because even though, as we discussed last time, I wasn't going to do themed cross stitches, obviously Halloween's now my thing.
Clearly.
And there's a wee potion bottle and a witch, and it's super cool. I'm super looking forward to doing this and getting it finished. I'm not quite sure how I feel about stitch alongs now though, because I'm totally into it, and I now have to wait another 10 days for it to be released.
Well, this is why people have 12 stitch alongs going at the same time.
Yeah.
This is very cute. I really like this. I like little things.
And this has been
The little witch
wee little
is just
witch is
adorable.
cute. So this is done on 35 count raw linen.
Oh look, pea soup.
Pea soup. What do you see? Nice.
It's very cute.
It's very cute. Oh, now this is the story.
Oh,
I like to leave 3 inches around
I
my...
was thinking you're a bit.
And I use an app on the phone, on the iPhone, to work it out. But for some reason, instead of just working out in inches and using the inches side of the tape measure, I worked it out in centimetres. And in my head, I thought, I don't know why, because I know it's not true, 3 inches equaled about 5 centimetres and not 8.
7
so
and a half.
it is a little bit short, but I'm pretty sure we'll be fine.
Because you haven't decided what you're going to do with it yet, have you?
No, you're right, true. And I think you can frame it in a
Because if you
20-inch
wanted to
hoop,
be
and
a
it will fit in a
hoop,
20-inch hoop. Yeah. But that was
And
just...
those hoops look very cute.
I know. And it's I would have thought, an economic way to display your work.
Yes.
And finally...
I do feel like you're ticking all the boxes for what Proper Frosted Channel's all about. You're doing the shopping and you're doing the stitch along.
Yeah, and I'm having a lot of fun. Now, the other pattern I started this week is also a Barbara Anna Designs, and it is S.A.L Quartet. Now, this one is the one that my niece is learning on, and I'm doing it at the exact same pace as her. So we do a line together.
Oh.
And then, so there's no rushing onto it for me, because she's 9 and she's just learning. So this is the result of about 2.5 hours.
For you.
Oh, but she was so into it, and watching her do it, you forget how hard it is to get the needle back through the right hole when you're just learning, and all that hand-eye coordination.
And she's not doing it in linen, is she?
No, she's not. I've got her set up on... I made her a kit.
You're so
So
cute.
she's got her own wee hoop, her own pattern. I won't. Oh, I can show you hers. She's doing it on 14 count Ada. We won't show you the back because you know she's learning. So she's done.
She looks like mine.
She also did one of the eye colours because she took this up to see. So it was my grandmother and her great grandmother, and she did a little bit of stitching there.
Let me have a look.
But the best thing about the wee kit that I made her is the floss drops.
Well, it isn't the best thing. I'll tell her about the best thing, but the floss drops are pretty cute.
Oh yes, okay, yeah. So what I did is to stop. I mean, she's just learning, and I'm not quite sure how long her attention span is going to last with this. Instead of having, like, when I'm doing it, I've just got the numbers written, and I go to the key, and eventually just learn all the numbers, and it's fine. But what I did is I made, so I've got the number, the name, and that's the symbol that it's showing on the chart. So all she's got to do is look from the chart to the symbol. Isn't that cool?
That is anti-goals.
Yeah.
You better get, I don't know, good stuff when
Better
you're
get
old.
good stuff, yeah. She's going to look after me when I might go crazy at my old age.
Yeah.
And she was finding it great, and she was teaching her how to take the needle out of
And she would feel so grown up with her own kit, and
Yeah.
there are floss drops.
Yeah.
So cute.
And she's also got, what else have we got in there? We've got her own little pair of scissors. They're just cheap ones from the clearance sale at Spotlight.
She needs a fob.
We got some needle threaders. They're not very good ones, but they're all I could find at the time. She was having trouble threading the needle, but that was all she was having trouble with. So I was very impressed, and so far all the crosses are going in the right way. And
Oh, thank God.
that's not a rub at you. But as Catherine was saying, the best
That's
thing,
right. I'm not needy here.
the best thing about these two patterns is the fabric it's done on.
Isn't this a beautiful fabric?
Aren't they beautiful colours? These colours are amazing.
In case people are wondering, I am needy. So I couldn't be, when we were in lockdown, you know, you rest a lot. So I was so rested, my brain was exploding with ideas. I thought, I cannot wait until Victoria has time to do natural dyeing with me. So I just dyed this.
Yeah.
So Carol, this is some of the Ada that you sent us.
So this is the 14K, so a bit of the 14 count Ada.
Yeah, which came in that bag, and it was quite tough, and I thought that'd be quite tough on your hands. And then when you dye it, all the starch comes off, and because
beautiful and
you're
soft.
basically simmering it forever. It's beautifully soft now, and you can see
The
they're
difference.
both different colors because different fabrics take differently.
Yeah.
So this is linen, this is cotton.
This is mystery linen, so I bought a big swath of mystery linen at the secondhand fabric store,
Yeah.
and so we chucked that in the pot.
Yep, and so
great.
I did ask Victoria. I didn't just do it without asking. I did ask Victoria, and then I did it with. I took pity on Martin because my kitchen is full of like avocado pips and avocado skins and like this and that. It's all a little bit. So I did avocado skins just to clear up that space. They took quite differently, and it was nice.
But they're
And I
both
also did
lovely and subtly mottled.
Yes,
I'm not sure if
subtly
you're picking that up
mottled.
on the camera, but it's at the bag. I won't show you the bag.
So when I threw
There's
it
some
in the
beautiful
pot,
colour variation in there.
I actually threw it like this so that it would absorb slightly differently. One of them, the linen, actually had a spot where I think it had some sort of gunk because it was old fabric that you bought.
Yep.
So it was quite mottled. And I had a natural. Oh. I had a natural and I dyed it as well. And because Victoria really likes all the over-dyed and she's super fancy, I actually gave this a name. It's a limited edition and it's called Tierra.
What does tierra mean?
Well, it means earth or soil. But in this case, I thought this looked a bit like clay.
Yeah, I can totally
Which is very
see that. The
Dunedin.
red
And
clay,
I thought, yeah. So, and it was my way of trying to like convince Victoria like to use it quickly. But she did without...
Straight away.
Yeah.
I was like,
So-
I know just the picture.
So I should say, if anybody's thinking of doing natural dyeing, I mean, this has been mordanted as well. So it's not like I have done natural dyeing. I know about it. So I mordanted it and then I dyed it.
So mordanting is the...
Preparing the fabric so that the dye adheres to it.
Excellent.
So what I would say is don't hesitate. Natural dyeing is really easy. Unless you're wanting to do indigo dyeing. which is tricky. Natural dyeing is very accessible. If you can cook, you can natural dye.
I can't cook.
I can cook. I'm Peruvian. Of course I can cook.
I'll just stand around and support.
Yeah. Well, you use them, which is the best thing.
I know.
So, which one's mine?
I've got both mine here.
Right, okay, cool.
Yeah, mine are all stitched on. The rest of it, it's in my stash.
Right, Needy Catherine can sit back now because.
But this has been perfect because the
Actually,
patterns...
would have felt nice to have like.
And I
over-dyed
explained
fabric.
that you had hand dyed it and it was all in the same pot, and we just had a great conversation about it.
Aww.
Well, I had a great conversation and she just ignored me and it was trying to watch Peter Rabbit, but you know.
When she goes to study textile arts at uni and her mum's like, "What have you done?" You can say, "Oh, you know, it's just like I spent so many hours with her telling her about this."
Yeah. Oh, the best bit was that after she'd done about 3 lines, she says, "Oh, this is not very hard. I'm really good at this. I could come be on your video."
The arrogance of you. But she's right.
I thought I would. I'll do a wee interview and chuck it up, see how she's enjoying learning it. So maybe you'll see that. I'll have to ask her mum.
But I do think that that's the beauty of cross stitch. It's very accessible.
It's yeah.
You know, it's a really good entry craft.
Absolutely.
Someone was talking on, I think it was Carlie. She was saying that she liked, because there are very clear holes where you put your needle, and you know there are kind of visual rules that are easy to follow.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then you can get it as complicated. I mean, you can get to the point where like your lines go the same way, you follow a pattern. There's all sorts of trickery out there that you can follow.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah. So is that it? You must have more whips.
No, that's about it. Honestly, being back at work has completely drained. There were 2 nights that I got home. I just went straight to bed to sleep, and then I've been out. That's about it. That honestly is about it. I was all day away on Sunday.
Fair enough.
Not particularly productive. So how's your other stuff going?
I've been making loads of stuff. I'm having a good time.
Excellent.
So, I'll just have a quick drink. Oh, you can have custody of the Maltesers. Okay, so
Maltesers, in case anyone's interested.
So we're now entering the non-cross stitch side of things. So if you just wanted to come and listen to us wax lyrical about cross stitch and you've had enough, lovely. We shall see you next time. So I told you about my embroidered tablecloth. Did I show this?
I can't remember.
I can't remember if I got to the point where I'd shown it, because I've been showing it on the Insta webs. There's not a lot to see, but I've just kind of done a bit in the centre. So this is my ode to Peru and its food, because, you know, we do miss the food. We would have been going 19 or 20. We probably would be going to Peru next year if life was normal, but we're not going to Peru next year. We're not going to leave New Zealand in 2022 either.
I can't imagine there'll be a lot of international travel because we've got such harsh, not harsh, but strict. You've got to be in quarantine for 2 weeks in a government provided, well, not provided, you got to pay for it, government facility, which means it's incredibly taxing on both your annual leave and your finances.
Wallet, yeah, but also Peru's struggling. Peru's been hard hit. I would not go to. I have no interest in leaving New Zealand whilst this is going on. It's not fair. It's either unfair to our family or it's unfair to other countries.
I hadn't thought of it from the other country perspective, but yeah.
Because we really wanted to go to one of the islands, and then I was talking to my sister, and she said, well, their medical infrastructure can't cope with foreigners coming here on a holiday and things going wrong.
Yeah.
Because if people need a hospital, we want the people from their own country to be able to access hospitals. So anyway, ode to Peruvian food, which is amazing. If you haven't tried Peruvian food, if you live in a place that has a Peruvian restaurant, please go. Peruvian food is amazing. Truly objective opinion. It's like, I've heard people class it in like the top 3 of the world. So Peruvian, Vietnamese, French, allegedly.
Nice.
Anyway, so we've got anticuchos, ají de gallina, rosquitas.
Now, was this...
Patacones.
Sorry, is this you saying that... no, you're not saying. This is stuff that you probably wouldn't make at home.
Oh no, I make some of this at home.
Does it just taste better when you buy it from somebody else?
It does taste better when you're sitting down and somebody else is making it.
Yeah, then all food tastes better.
Yeah. But everything is different. Like the water is different. Everything is
of course
different.
it is.
So the flavours aren't quite right.
Yep.
And I can't get all the flavours here. All the, you know, some things I can get. But for example, patacones, I make patacones all the time because we get the green plantains here, so I can make that.
Nice.
So we've got ocopa. That's a bit of a cheat because we don't actually like ocopa. But it's very famous. Ceviche. So that was quite cute because I had a couple of, like, you know, Instagram, people don't comment. They just like. But I had a few comments from people that are obviously, of course, from other countries and living in a third country or a second country. So that was kind of fun. People going, oh yeah, I missed that as well. Ah. So that was good fun, and I'm really enjoying that. And I think I'm just putting it away.
Excellent.
I think I'm gonna put, I'm probably gonna do a table setting because I'm like that. Don't worry, I'm just gonna.
You're just gonna bunch it. We'll fold it later.
I'll do the Flosstube fold, which means tidy up later. So I did that, and then I am making progress with my Otomi inspired other tablecloth.
So,
we are a family of tablecloth and napkins, so
which is excellent. It gives you so much to stitch on.
Oh yeah, it's great. So I've done 3, but I couldn't find the other one. I've already done the Spanish one, so that's uploaded already. But I had to learn a new stitch which I hadn't done before, which is fishtail. I don't know if you can tell. It's a neat little, very rhythmic stitch. Oh, look at that. Teacher would be disappointed. You can see through it. I don't care too much. Anyway, I'm keen to observe their colors. So I just find Otomi embroideries from Tenango in Mexico amazing. They're visually very impactful. But I don't want to copy the symbols. It was just the feel of it and how they made me feel. I love bright colors. So I've been making progress.
Do you think it will all be
they'll all be
spherical shape?
Yes. Circlish.
Yeah, circlish, yeah. Yeah.
They're all going to be circlish, so
Roundish.
I'm happy with that.
Yep.
Yeah. I am marking the fabric with one of those disappearing pens.
Oh, nice.
But I'm not marking it around the circular thing. I'm just freehanding it.
Yeah.
Because life's short. And then, also this is what I bought at Stitch Witches. This is what I was telling you about. Appleton's embroidery. So this is for crewel wool work. Crewel work. So it's a wool and it's very thin. And this is coming out very bright, but this is actually more of a mustard, more of a gold. It's coming out very yellow. But I realised that I had lots of kind of dull colours.
A lot of muted stuff, yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, that's just not right. Because I'm trying to... I won't run. I'll show you the colours. So these are all the new colours that I bought, which are just as punchy as they appear.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited about these.
That blue is gorgeous.
Yes. Got 2 blues.
2 blues. Both of them are gorgeous.
Yeah. So the idea is that when my mother was alive, she was very unwell. She actually died of Alzheimer's. And so we all the daughters lived in Europe. And so it was a very sad and difficult time for everybody involved, including my dad, and I'm sure for my mom. It was very distressing. And I gave her this pashmina because pashminas were very trendy. Were they trendy in New Zealand? No, but they definitely had a moment where like everybody had a pashmina.
Okay, yeah, so that moment would have been...
When you were 12?
Yeah.
Because I'm way older than you.
No, but New Zealand gets things like 10 years later, so I reckon that probably worked.
No, New Zealand gets things a season later here.
I think it's
Maybe back then, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, pashminas were like the bomb. So everybody had pashminas. So I thought, oh, I'll buy my mum a pashmina. And because she was Scottish, she had very, very pale skin. You can imagine it, and very blue eyes. So this was perfect for her. This was a kind of lavender colour.
Beautiful.
Although it got faded in the sun. Can you see? But anyway, it makes me look washed out. So what I'm doing is I'm embroidering just random little shapes with the bright colours.
Sorry if you can hear that. That's my washing machine on its final spin.
She's doing washing. So I'm really happy. So I, chain stitch and a little bloopy thingy that I did. I was like, oh, I'll do a little thingy. And then this was long and short stitch, like needle painting. But then, yeah. So I'm just having fun, and it's really lovely because it's a chance to think about my mum in a good way, and eventually I'll have a nice thing.
That would be like a journey piece. What is a journey piece? What's the talk you just went to?
Passage.
That's almost a passage piece then.
Yeah, but it's not a quilt, but everything I do carries meaning. You know, I very seldom work on something that is not like thought out to death. So yeah, this is a very meaningful piece, and it's just another way to kind of think about things, because you definitely have, I reckon, comment if you agree or disagree, but I think as your children are leaving home, you think more about your own parents.
I could see how that would work.
Yeah, and so I find myself really missing my mum. And really thinking about things, and when my children behave in a particular way, I'm like, oh yeah, I can see that I would have done that. You know, when they say they're not loving the cross stitch. But anyway, this is also a fun thing, and you know, I like bright colours, so this will look really nice with all the bright colours.
It'll be lovely.
It's quite a meditative piece. So this has been great. Another one. What else have I done? Oh yeah. The reason I didn't do cross stitch anymore is because my bedroom is such a mess. And I was like, I have got to finish some more projects. And
Clear it out.
I had a sleeve and a half to go on this. So I was like, right. And literally it took me 2.5 nights to finish both sleeves.
Excellent.
So
and Martin has another jumper.
Yes, but this is a 4-ply, so he's not got any 4-plies. They're all 8-ply, which is thicker.
Yep. So this is a lightweight. They're probably excellent for the season, spring that we're going into.
Yeah. So that's what he was saying. I suggested it. So this is super soft Holst yarn. I talked about this before. This is a woolen spun, 50% New Zealand wool, 50% I don't know, but spun in Denmark by Holst yarn. Very, very good value for money. So this jumper cost me, this is US dollars, but cost me probably no more than 20 US.
Oh wow, that is excellent.
Because I bought a cone and I have more than half left. It was just incredible. Really good value. It comes with spinning oil, so you have to wash it in hot water. I posted it on my Instagram. I had a photo. Anyway, the most boring jumper. I don't have a pattern because I don't need a pattern and I don't like patterns. But I was like, what can I do to make this more interesting? So I made long cuffs. This counts as interesting when you're doing a plate so that he can fold them.
So this where I tell you that's how our school jerseys used to come.
It's quite old-fashioned.
Uniform.
It's quite old-fashioned, but I quite like it.
Ribbed and you fold it over.
It's all a little bit preppy.
It's lovely, and it'll be nice weight for him, and put it over a t-shirt or...
But honestly, can I just say that man, I don't know how he dresses himself, but he was just stretching the fabric. I was like, this is not going to last. Anyway, he's thrilled with it, and I'm thrilled that it's done.
Excellent.
Yeah, so I'm so much for tidying. Oh my Lord, is this bad?
Have you got one sleeve slightly long?
Fuck. Nobody swore. No, I don't.
No, it's perfect.
It's perfect.
It's perfect. Just...
It must be the way it dried.
Yeah.
Off the time. Anyway, it's fine. I'm happy. I am very happy. I have cast on a mystery project that I can't show you for a friend.
Nice.
I'll show you, but I can't show it here.
There's something else there that you haven't shown.
I know, and this is like the pièce de résistance. But that angle is not good. All right, so... As I said on Instagram, I am not taking on a new craft. This is a one-off. So I have made a wee bird.
He's so cute.
It's a little black bird. And I've done it in... So we used to have a farm. So I still have wool from wool that I had carded from our sheep on the farm. We've been off the farm for 11 years. But it was Afua merino, which is a breed that was put on different islands to help, like, you know, what do you call it? Like shipwrecks. You know, if you were shipwrecked and you ended up on this island, there would be sheep there that you could survive on.
Have some lunch. So
inside is Afua, and on the outside, to make it black, is black Welsh mountain sheep. It's very cute. Anyway.
What did you make his legs out of? They're gorgeous.
Wire. Just some wire.
Just a couple. Yep.
There's a lot around in my house.
Nice.
So I didn't have to go out and buy anything. Nothing.
Nice.
I bought this wire for card making when Sophia was about a year old in Leeds in the UK. I made one batch of cards, decided that was not my thing, moved on.
But you kept your supplies? And
I kept my supplies because you use them for other things. So anyway, I just love this. And the idea...
so cute.
I had seen it in a shop where they had a little bird, a little black bird, on a reel of...
An old cotton reel.
Cotton reel. It wasn't... I don't think it was old. I think
Oh,
it was
wooden
just
cotton reel.
Yeah. It was very cute. It was also $50. I just couldn't justify it.
Yeah.
And I went to the shop, I thought about it, and I just couldn't do it. So if you're interested in buying it and you're in Dunedin and you want to know where it was from, message me on either Instagram or on the message thing, but I'm not going to say it out because it was $50 and I could not bring myself to buy it. So I made this in about, gosh, I probably made it in 20 minutes. And then the details, I probably made it in another 20 minutes because I did it with a friend. Yeah, my friend was chatting with me. So anyway, the idea is it's going to go on this spinning wheel spool. It's going to sit there, surveying the land. Then I'm going to pad this out so it's a little bit thicker, probably quite a bit thicker. And then I'm going to put a cross stitch around it because that would be cute.
That's so cool.
Yes, I'm very excited about that. But I'm not making any more because it look twee. One's enough.
I don't know, 3 always looks good. 3 of different levels, you know?
No, I'll do other cutesy thing. But anyway, I'm really pleased with this.
It's so cute. You should be super pleased.
And this is one of those exercises in like just accepting, like, because you get too picky.
Yeah.
You just have to accept that it will just look cute.
Yeah.
So I was very about it. Very, oh, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
It'll look cute.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah, I'm very happy. Not $50. If I was having to go out and buy the materials, it probably would have cost me 12 because I would have had to buy a pack of black and a pack of yellow for that tiny little beak. But
Yep.
yeah, so yay for me. So that's that. Have you done any other purchasing?
I have.
Victoria?
So I actually I haven't bought any patterns.
Where's the Maltesers?
I'll be here.
Sorry.
Oh, have I lost them? Oh no.
What did you say you bought?
Pardon?
What did you just say? You bought?
Yeah.
Oh,
So I haven't bought any patterns, but I have been, I'm trying to, I want about 15 whips on the go. And for each whip, I'm trying to get a pair of scissors, but I don't want all the same. So I got these pretty wee metallic-y ones.
cute.
I bought the metallic-y unicorn ones.
Because everybody needs a unicorn, apparently.
Apparently, they're really nice.
Well, you
and
do. You
sharp
like
too.
unicorns.
I do.
You just bought those boxes. You haven't talked about those boxes.
Oh, those, because I want to paint those boxes.
Oh.
And these ones are particularly nice. These are currently in my Miss Bingley set.
They look, they're just metal. They look maybe like they would be 2 colours, but they're not.
No. Oh, it might be a bit of black rub in there or something. Anyway, so I bought some scissors.
Is that in Timaru?
No, that was Spotlight in Dunedin and Stitch Witches in Dunedin.
Nice. Very good.
What about you? You've been buying things.
I have been buying things.
Because you're not a shopper, but.
Craft pantry. So things that I wanted to show you. I bought a New Zealand blanket.
Is it New Zealand wool?
Yeah.
Lovely.
I'm presuming New Zealand used to produce a lot of these blankets. So I went to the op shop looking for a shower curtain so that my house would pass its checks. So I don't want to have a plastic shower curtain.
Did you find a shower curtain?
No, I did not. I bought a blanket. But this was too beautiful to not pick up. It's got 2 different designs. So it's got this, I don't know all the terminology, but it's not one color. It's like a line of cream and a line of pink. And then it moves into this other cream and pink, which is thicker. This is such a beautiful thing.
It is gorgeous.
Cost me $30, which I think is,
It's pretty good, a wool blanket.
I think it's a lot of money. It's more than I pay for most things.
But these are getting harder to find because...
They're getting harder to buy because they've become collectible.
Yes, and people are using them for other crafts, like making jackets and cutting them
Cushions.
to make cushions. And I've seen, I'm sure you've all seen the like the stag heads and things that are made out of fabric. And I've seen quite a few in those.
Yeah.
In those.
And also quilts. People do put them inside quilts.
Yeah.
But I think I've decided with this one, I will not do that with it.
It's really pretty. I've never seen the pink before.
I've never seen this
Usually
style.
Orange and green and...
Yeah, they had a beautiful green one, mint green, that I was trying to convince Max to buy. which if I had more money, this is not a good fortnight for me, I would go back and get. But it also made me realise that I think I'm a collector of blankets. I hadn't realised. I thought I was just buying them.
Do you think it's because New Zealand's so cold? Or Dunedin?
My house is warm.
Your house is lovely and warm.
No, I think what it is that I have friends in Wales. Mm-hmm. And I remember once she said, oh yeah, we just had a clear out and we got rid of our Welsh blankets. And I was like, oh, you could have sent them to me. And I think it's one of those things that people realise too late, the value of what they have. Mm. And I think Wales has now realised the value of the history of their blankets. They're amazing woven blankets. Because not everybody realises it. So in New Zealand, this precious taonga, they haven't quite realised. Taonga means treasure in Māori, in te reo. I don't think they've realised, so people are using them for all sorts of other things. They're having fun with it, great, good for them. But I just feel like things need to be rescued. I'm wondering if, for example, Toitu is collecting blankets, because this is such a pedestrian thing. It's like, you know, the blanket, they're ending up as dog blankets as well.
Yes, yep. And you often see them, farmers have them on the, if they've got lambs that they've brought in because they're too new or they're ill or whatever. Yeah. And they have the heat lamps over them. Or
covering a car that they mean to repair.
Yes.
So I think for me, because I'm not a curator, but I'm kind of museum adjacent, having studied archives, it kind of feels a bit like we need to preserve our treasures before they go. Like every household would have had 10 of these.
Yep, I think in another generation, these will be recognised, because my generation, this is something that I recognise from like my grandmother's house with the oddly suspicious stain in the middle sort of thing.
You're so charming.
I've got one that came from one of my dad's mum. There's a big weird stain on it. Still does its job.
Yeah. Anyway, I am so happy with this. I really should not have spent that money on it today.
Oh, is this today purchase?
It was today, yeah, because we got paid yesterday.
So that money's gone then?
Literally. I'm having a house build. You know, it's fine.
It's all good.
Yeah, so I got this, and then I wanted to show you this because it's just so pretty. So pretty. In fact, I'm going to open it because I want to see what mill did it. Give me a hand.
Do you have to undo it, or do you just want to cut it with the
No,
scissors?
don't cut it. Normally they have a label. Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Is it there?
Yep,
there
right there.
So this one is...
Oh, yeah.
Dalesford.
I've got
100% virgin lamb's wool of Lower Hutt, New Zealand.
Yeah.
And see, I also know that some people like the labels to put them on bags.
You were saying about to public collecting these. It's quite possible
Toitu.
Or Toitu.
I don't know.
I don't know. I think someone must be, because these were. Wool still is a huge industry for New Zealand, but particularly back when these were made.
Yes, I don't know if Toitu would have it because space is a problem at museums. I have friends that work in museums. I'll ask. Anyway, I just thought it was beautiful. I chose to spend the money. I also bought some beautiful sort of 1950s bed sheets in kind of mustards.
Nice. Are you gonna? Looks like it's lost one of its
the hem.
The blanket
stitch. Yeah. No, I'm not bothered. I'm not going to do anything with it. I'll just drape it beautifully on a bed.
Nice.
It'll be in my craft room to start with. Anyway.
Beautiful.
All that to say, whatever belongs in your country that you kind of have a sense that is disappearing but not being preserved.
Oh yeah, I've been
maybe collect. Yeah. A little bit like Kim from...
Cataloguing my stitches.
Cataloguing my stitches. I've got the name right? Because I am terrible. Kim. And how she's a rare books librarian, and so she's really aware that there are gaps in collecting because men were not interested in those areas. So men were the traditional decision makers, and so you find collections of science fiction, for example, that used to be a very male area.
Yeah.
But romances with bodice ripper
covers,
they were not collected. So she's focusing on that for that very reason, and eventually with a possibility of donating them to a collecting institution.
Nice.
Not that I'm saying I'm going to save the universe, but you know, it feels good. And I'll spend all our money on something, but I'll leave a good collection of blankets for the girls.
To drop at the op shop. No.
Anyway. And my other two purchases, I'll start with this one. I posted this on my Instagram. I think people thought that I'd made this.
Oh, well, I think you didn't have the title. All that came up that I saw was a blue border that looked like hemming. And I thought you'd bought it. I thought it was amazing. And I was like, I wonder how much you paid for that.
Yeah, no.
Stunning.
The thing is that thing of you take your photo and Instagram crops it.
Ah.
So I had to do an edit. So just to avoid any confusion, this is from the amazing Bisa Butler. So Americans, how lucky are you that you have such a treasure? Amazing, amazing, talented woman. So I'm really enjoying it. I've already had
sorry, my cat's curling up on Catherine's blanket. I was gonna
no, that's all right.
have it away with the
Probably
roller.
thinking, well, this smells pleasantly of weed. So this is a contemporary artist from America. I want to say she lives in New Jersey, but I could be wrong. I know nothing. But she's really amazing. And she makes these...
amazing.
I think she studied painting, and then eventually, just in that way, that life has a way of like taking you different ways. She ended up doing art using the media of quilts. And this is all fabric. Yeah. And what she's saying is, it's really important that we have a body of work that represents the happy side of Black Americans. That we are nice people, we have nice lives as well, we love our children. It's just so wonderful. If you get a chance, there's a few interviews around of her work, so it's really not a good angle. Can we edit this out, all of it?
I'm not doing this again.
No, we're not. It's fine. It's fine.
So where did you find out about this book? Because I haven't seen anything.
I think it's my librarian brain. I literally know everything that's going on in the art world.
Oh, excellent.
It was funny because I mentioned it to a group of quilters when we were talking about, they hadn't heard of her.
Yeah.
Which seems incredible because she's taken the US by storm.
Oh, this is amazing.
Amazing, and it's all cloth. Anyway, there's another artist that I really admire, a British man called Yinka Shonibare. I think he's amazing, and his art is all about colonialism and the empire and the effects on Africa. He's Nigerian originally, and his latest piece is all about commemorating all the immigrants, I think Black immigrants. I'm not 100% sure if they're all Black immigrants, but the contribution, people that have come from abroad, settled in England, and everything they've given to Britain. Mm-hmm. Something marvellous at the V&A Victoria and Albert Museum. So if you watch us and you live in London, or you can get to London, you can go to the V&A. There's a portion at least that's free to enter. I think with the V&A you might have to book to get in, but it's free to this bit.
Oh, to the particular, yeah.
Yeah, so my sister went. She happened to be going on one day, and she saw a little bit. Because I was like, have you been to the Yinka Shonibare exhibition? And she was like, I don't think so. So I sent her a photo, and then she was like, oh yeah, we did have a look. So not everybody is as enamoured of this as I am. Anyway, she's amazing. Please have a look. Someone did ask me. Oh, and by the way, thank you so much for the lovely reception to my quilt videos.
Oh, yes, they're great.
Everybody's been so lovely. So anyway, someone asked, can you write down the quilters that you admire? So I've written them all down. And so I will put Bisa's name on today's non-quilted, but generic thing. But anyway, look at this.
Just be aware that, talking about the text, quite often if you watch it as soon as we post the video, we actually haven't edited the text because we usually cut and paste from the previous video and then go in and edit it, and sometimes that just takes a little bit of time.
Because we're not professional.
Yeah.
Turns out, amazing. Anyway, it was really interesting because, as I was saying, I don't really want to...
Look at the planes on his pants, that's awesome.
Yes. Airplanes. For example, Luke Haynes is another quilter I admire, and he's been doing workshops to teach people how he does face quilts. Like he will do a figure, which is a little bit like this. But I'm reluctant to go to a quilt class to learn a technique because I will learn how Luke does his figures, and I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Having said that, it was quite fascinating to peer and go, oh, I see what she's done.
Does she paint on the fabric?
Not at all.
So this is all just pieced together?
It's all pieced together. And I think, for example...
There must be some overstitch in there as well.
So, for example, this fabric, I suspect this is... a lot of her fabrics are African prints. So in case you don't know, back in the day, there was parts of Africa that were colonized by the Dutch. So the Low Countries, Holland and whatnot. And so they would send fabric to to Africa, to sell to Africans. So there was this double thing where, you know, people used to think it was African fabric, but it was actually made by the Dutch in Europe and then sent back to sell to Africans. So not great. Now Africans are making their own African prints, which is fantastic. But they're just like, honestly, I don't know how PC this is to say, but all the brown and black cultures, they contribute so much to the world. So much. Anyway, like for example, this is not an African print. This is sort of
English
or American, you know, just not. Anyway, in case it's not obvious, I think she's great.
Yeah, the book is amazing.
The book is really amazing, and
I'm slightly sad that you didn't buy that textile on the front cover. I thought that was stunning.
Oh gosh, you couldn't afford it.
No,
you could not afford her work. I mean, it's an important museum collections now.
Absolutely,
you could not afford it. This is.
She's still producing though, isn't she?
She is producing, but she has a grown-up daughter. She's older than I realised initially.
But you have grown-up daughters.
Yes, her daughter is grown-upper.
Okay.
Anyway, amazing person, very eloquent, and of course part of the thing that I loved is that how she, how eloquent she is and how much she's thought about her work. I mean, she's an artist, she's not a craftsperson. There is a difference in the thinking behind your things. Like she's thought about, she's very clearly about what she's trying to achieve with her work. But I'm just trying to think.
Can I ask how much the book was?
Oh, the book. More than maybe $65 or $70.
That's pretty good.
From Australia, something like that. I don't get upset. Until we're hitting 65, I'm not upset.
No, well look, it's all beautiful colour prints inside. It's glossy.
Can you touch it? Can people do touch?
It's like a textile, yeah.
It's fabric, so glued fabric onto the back. It's a beautiful book. I'm very pleased that I have it. I invest in my creativity, so all of this is very important.
Yeah.
And she does machine quilting, so this is all machine quilted, but she's guiding the machine. How amazing is that face?
It's stunning.
Stunning, right? Bisa Butler. Hopefully this won't be flipped.
No, it's not. We've already established that. We have this conversation every time.
There are a few audiobooks. So she had a massive exhibition at the Chicago Museum. The Chicago Museum have a podcast. Leave her.
She's gonna put a hole in your blanket.
Yeah, history. It's called history. So the Chicago Museum have a podcast. And in that podcast, they've interviewed her. So that's, I can't remember the name of that podcast, but it's the Chicago Museum of Art. So
look that up. Yeah. I'm pretty sure if you Google her and put podcaster in, something will come up.
Yeah, I spend a lot of time sort of investigating and reading around art and making and textile art, and so anyway, that's how I found out.
That's
anyway,
excellent.
About $65, I think, something like that. It came very quickly. Maybe 2 weeks.
Oh, that's pretty good, especially from Australia, even pre-COVID.
I don't think it came from Australia. I think it's one of those situations where they didn't have it in stock, so they ordered it from the delivery, like the depot. But because they would have known I was in New Zealand, it was probably from the depot in Auckland.
Yeah.
So anyway, shall I stop gushing now?
No, it's a gorgeous book. And what does it say on the side? Art Institute of Chicago, Yale University.
Yeah, so it's their publication.
Yeah.
Really amazing.
Stunning.
Yeah, so...
Thank you for my new book.
It came free with a ruler. You're welcome to borrow it to have a look.
Excellent.
Okay, so the other book, along the same theme. God, I spend a lot of time reading and thinking about things. Okay, I bought this book. It's called British. So, brackets. So, I am British because my mum's Scottish, so I'm British. But I like the bit on the back. It says, you're British, your parents are British, your partner, your children, and most of your friends are British. So why do people keep asking you where you're from? So Britain. Yeah. So Britain officially would be Scotland, Wales and England. That's Britain. The UK includes Northern Ireland, but it's different terminology to express different things.
Mm-hmm.
But I also know that, I think, and feel free, I've heard people say that if you weren't born in England, Scotland or Wales, but you belong to that place, you have a passport, you might describe yourself as British.
Mm-hmm.
But they're doing a play on words because you're saying Brit-ish. Mm. So anyway, I have always been asked where I'm from. In Peru, I was asked where I was from because nobody believed that I was Peruvian. And here, not so much now, but often been asked where I'm from. So anyway, it's very interesting. What does it mean to be British now?
Have you started reading it?
No. I'm like 3 books behind.
Oh, it's teeny tiny print. Well, it's not teeny tiny.
It's just like normal book print.
Yeah. Oh, well, I buy new books now and it all seems to be double. Oh my God, sorry, my cat is now attacking your cross stitches.
That is bad. That is bad. That is bad.
Usually I shut them out, but
the
it was
ruler
nice
is,
weather.
Oh, this is interesting. So I just opened this randomly, and there was a quote by Zora Neale Hurston. I feel most coloured when I am thrown against a sharp white background. Dun, dun. Anyway, it'll be really interesting. And of course, I'm married into an English family. My husband's English, I should say. I'll put it that way. So we'll have interesting conversations. We don't necessarily agree on a lot of things these days. I have become angry feminist. Anyway, so that was my shopping. If anybody has read it, let me know. If you also love Bisa Butler, let us know.
Yeah, everyone go out and look her up. Stuff looks amazing.
The exhibition's finished in Chicago now, I believe. There'll be another one. She's great. So I think that's it. I think that's the extent of my shopping.
Excellent.
That is all.
So I'm assuming in the next 2 weeks we're just going to continue crafting because it's who we are.
Yes, we're going to continue crafting. I really want to start another something.
Excellent.
I don't know. It just feels like.
Do you know what? You like cross-stitch knitting?
Oh no, I wasn't even telling them about the other crafts that I do. I was just going to say for the cross stitch.
Oh, for the cross stitch,
I really want to start the Mexican cross stitch. But I kind of feel. Remember when I wanted to cast on lots so that I could have a rotation? I now feel like I've got too much on, and I want to not have that. I want to get to the point where I only have his eyes on the sparrow, and then I can just relax, and then maybe have another little thing next to it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Things have kind of. I'm going to Wellington. That will take time.
Yeah, that's a thing. It's a whole weekend where you won't get cross stitch done.
Yeah, it's just going to be
it's
tiring.
too hard.
I'll be really focused on Sophia and do nice things with her. So, she has a car now, so we're gonna travel.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I don't think I'm going to get a chance to meet anyone for coffee or go to Nancy's. I thought maybe I could go to Nancy's next time I'm in Wellington. That's not going to happen. I'm hoping that wherever that we end up, there's an op shop somewhere. I don't know.
This is a little bit of a not spontaneous necessarily, but it wasn't necessarily a planned trip, was it?
It was not planned at all. My baby was a bit down, I think. There are things going on in the background. And I said, would it be nice if I visited you? And she said it would be very nice. And me being me, I said, all right, sweetie.
Just you going up?
Yep. Yeah, because Martin made a comment. I was like, we can't afford to both go. And anyway, I get to go because I thought of it.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that's how it works, isn't it?
Yep.
So yeah, lots of crafting. Are you gonna? Have you picked your 15 that you're gonna kind of end up with? Are you just working your way through, or is it just random? Whatever you.
It's random at the moment. Whatever I'm feeling inspired to do. I'm not quite sure what my next ones will be.
I think one of the things everybody knows, the contented stitcher. Oh gosh, an hour and 10 minutes. Everybody knows the contented stitcher. And she just picks random bits, and I've decided that's going to be my thing. I want to do
Bits.
Did I talk about my series of pin cushions already?
I think we talked about that last week.
Yeah, okay. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to just take elements of, like, you know, from those second-hand books that I bought. I don't have to do the entire sampler. I can just do a little bit.
Yeah.
That's the rules, right? You can do what you want.
And you like, a lot of the stuff, you could always just do a word out of the alphabet or something.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, but I'm looking forward to seeing your 15 that you're going to have. That'll be fun.
Oh, I'm up to about 11 or 10.
Okay. Gosh. But if you spend time with your niece, that'll slow you down.
Yeah. Did I not show you the 2.5 hour, 3 hour sort of 6 months?
Are you allowed to pick up another one?
I probably will in the future.
If you do a line.
But it was because she was just learning, so there was a lot of, is this the right hole sort of thing going on, but...
Cool.
But no, I was very impressed with how quickly she picked it up.
Yeah, it is a very lovely thing to do. And it is nice when people ask you when you're older, oh, who taught you to do this? That they can remember that, they have that memory of someone in the family that taught them. That's lovely.
Excellent.
All right, well, we better go.
Hope you guys have a lovely fortnight. And we will...
doing well.
Yeah, see you on a...
Oh, yes.
Terrible angle. Sorry about the ankles tonight.
Oh, yeah. Yes, so people in Auckland and in parts of Australia, I hope you're doing well.
Yes.
If you watch us, maybe you're amused by the angles. Anyway, have a good fortnight. We'll see you soon.
Excellent. Bye.